Apparently this is a much bigger bug than I first thought it was. After making a recent video and pointing out things that they should fix and starting it simply because I'm sick of jumping into menus and it being so broken you can't do anything. I'm now stuck in this menu. The only way to get around it is to quit the game. Can't get out of it. And after reading through other people's comments and lots of other things, turns out it's related to this thing in my hand, a game controller that's weirdly enough turned off. Why it would be doing this, I don't know. But I think I've figured it out. I've done Digital Extreme's job for them at this point, as has everybody else. You can see the controller has literally just turned on and not even that's working. I don't use the controller for a lot of things. I use it for some gameplay and moving around. This is doing my head in. I have explained this several times before, so you don't have to listen to this as I'm moving around the ship. I tend to use the controller. And for the record, that would be left hand on the controller, gripping it as you normally would, using the left thumbstick to move around, and strangely enough, the viewing and everything else is the mouse. So I'm using both of them at once. I tried this out earlier and I'm hoping that it will work once again. It's only a problem when I go into the foundry. Okay, no, it's not gonna do it again, is it? Yeah, see, controller. This is why I use the mouse. That is ridiculous. Of course, the quick function would be D-pad and you can just swap between them. If you play on console all the time, that's perfectly fine. You get used to doing that. Now I'd rather swap it to keyboard and mouse, which is why when I enter a menu, you will notice it swaps to the normal stuff at the bottom, but when I first enter, it actually comes up with the Xbox controls in it. There it is. I just got the game to crash. Yes, gone. Not working. And how am I doing that? I'm using the controller to access it, so I'm entering it with the controller, so the controller's active. When it swaps to keyboard and mouse, it's locking up the entire menu. The second I touch the controller, everything goes to complete crap. And that means that I can't record and do lots of other things, and it's just generally annoying me. To no extent. Well, lo and behold, this is an issue Warframe has never had, as I go back to using the controller on my left hand and the mouse in my right hand, so you don't have to listen to me moving around with the keyboard. I have said this for years, not hiding the fact. Now, this menu, never had a problem with it. Doesn't really lock up. This one, never had a problem with it, though I do actually need to, while I'm in here, pick this up before I forget, considering I used every single shot I had, demonstrating the best use of those, so that's now empty. Never had a problem with this menu, because these are new menus that have recently been added. A few people have turned around and said they've had this problem with the star chart. I've only had that problem once with the star chart. But I'm going to take a guess and say it simply comes down to changing the overlay from one to the other has caused a problem. And if you wait until it's fully loaded, you'll notice I'm entering the menu with the controller and then using the mouse, and everything is still working perfectly fine. We can go between the tabs, the select and exit is working, everything is perfectly fine. And then we go back in, give it a second, works perfectly fine. Every time, oh, I moved the mouse. Ah, damn it, I moved the mouse. I can't believe I did that. After literally just saying the best way to do this if you are having this problem is open the menu as you normally would, obviously swapping over to whatever controller setup you are going to be using is going to be the the best way to do it, because then you have zero chance of it actually crashing and doing what I just did. But the easiest way to do it is going to be enter with the controller, give it a second till the menu has fully loaded, and then move the mouse and everything will be perfectly fine. It works 10 times out of 10. The menu loads, the UI changes because it gets rid of the Xbox controller configuration. Away it goes and the menu still works. Just don't accidentally nudge the mouse when you do this, otherwise you still stand a chance of locking up the game. And that will quite literally stop this bug from happening if you just give it a second when loading. Don't touch the mouse when you enter a menu for a second or two, and then you can touch it. Once it's fully loaded, move it, fine, perfect, not a problem. Loaded, fine, not a problem. Go for it. That will be perfect. The timing is, you are talking about an extra second at most when loading into a menu. I touched it a little bit too early and instantly crashed the entire menu. You just want to wait until the menu has finished loading and then you can go for it. Or just swap over to keyboard and mouse before entering the menu. Though I am going to take the second option and still jump in using the controller, but give it a quick second. Does this not... Right. Controller setup. Enter the marketplace. No, it is on the bottom right. Why did it not load up that key configuration? That was weird. I don't know why it did that. It seems to be a UI thing in the menus because we can literally demonstrate it several times. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not logging back in. Category has all the controller options are there. When it swaps back to the keyboard and mouse one, that basically gets rid of all of those. Right, there it is again. You can swap between the two inside of the menus, not a problem. Not had it crash while using both of them, ever. It seems to be while it's loading, it is a problem. So quite literally, give it a second to load, then you move over to the other controller, whether it's from Xbox controller to PlayStation controller to Switch controller. I'm assuming you can get that to work on a PC. I've never looked into that one. Or keyboard and mouse. Just wait until it's loaded, and then you won't have the problem. Just don't hit it too soon. And hopefully they will get a fix for this sometime sooner rather than later, but with them working on the Daviri paradox more than they are anything else, chances are kind of slim to non-existence. Kind of annoying. Super annoying. Slightly understandable, but when they released the amount of fixes they released when they did this, you kind of at the same time wonder why this wasn't something that was fixed. Will they fix it? Hopefully. When will they fix it? Not the foggiest. But that is kind of a quick little workaround for it, and with that we'll leave this off here because we've gone on way too long about this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.